Hi guys, welcome back to the EC Physio YouTube channel. Saddle fore and aft adjustment is a controversial topic. Many people have their own techniques on how to set up their own, but in today's video I'll expand a bit on my method on how to set up fore and aft for your own bike. The biggest mistake people make when they try to adjust their brand new bike is adjusting the saddle fore and aft to help them reach their handlebars comfortably. Don't do this, as this isn't the correct way to adjust reach to the handlebars. Saddle fore and aft is meant to adjust for your weight balance front to back on your bike. Changing stem length, however, is the proper way to adjust for your reach to the handlebars. During my bike fits, I generally look at how balanced the cyclist is on the bike and make adjustments from there. I explained the no hands test in a previous video, which I will link in the top right corner. Setting up saddle fore and aft really has more to do with how tall one's trunk and limbs are. Take a look at some of these examples here. With our first cyclist here, he's got a shorter stature, he's got a shorter trunk. The saddle setup will likely be more forwards in order to achieve a good weight balance on the bike. In the next couple examples here, these cyclists here have average trunk lengths. The saddle setup will likely be more towards the middle. And here, the final two examples show cyclists with longer trunks and arms. They'll likely need to move their saddle further back to achieve a good weight balance on the bike. There are many tells that your saddle fore and aft is set up incorrectly. The three most common tells are more easily noticed by what you feel as opposed to something a bike fitter can immediately see. The first common tell is that the cyclist feels too much pressure on their hands, and their hands get numb while cycling. They may have tried padded gloves or extra layers of cushioned bar tape without much relief. This is a sign that the saddle is too far forwards, which forces more weight through the upper body. Ideally, your hands are meant for steering the bike and not to place too much of your body weight on. The second tell is when the cyclist experiences their quads fatiguing or cramping a lot sooner than their hamstrings. If the saddle is too far forwards, it places more load on the quads. Based on how the quads are attached to your pelvis, by overusing the quads, they may also pull your body forwards, causing increased pressure onto your hands. There could be other factors involved as well. Third sign, which is a bit more of a rare situation, this is in a scenario where a cyclist may feel like they're not able to get on top of the pedal stroke. What I mean by that is if the saddle is too far backwards, they feel like they cannot get their weight over the pedals to push downwards through the pedal stroke. This may overload the hamstrings in relation to the quads. So with all this being said, how do you set it up all by yourself? Well, first, get yourself set up on a bike trainer and start with the saddle near the middle of the rails. Place your hands on the hoods and start pedaling at about a 70 to 80% effort. Try the no hands test now to see how balanced you feel on the bike. If you feel like it's very difficult to maintain and you're falling forwards, then start moving your saddle backwards by 3 millimeters at a time. However, if you feel like it's really easy to balance in the no hands test, but your pedal stroke is a bit choppy at the bottom since you have to push forwards the pedal instead of pushing your weight down, you may have gone too far backwards with your adjustment. At some point, you'll be able to find an optimal weight balance on the bike and at the same time still be able to push your weight down properly for each pedal stroke. As a final note, there are some caveats about adjusting your saddle. Just note that when you move your saddle forwards, it's also effectively lowering your saddle to the pedals, so you'll need to raise your saddle to compensate for this. If you move your saddle backwards, you're lengthening your saddle to the pedals, so you will need to lower your saddle to compensate. So there you have it, the Naruto run test to set up your saddle fore and aft. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this type of content. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about this method of saddle setup.